Hello, hello, hello. Oh man, can you imagine what has put me in such a good mood? Do you even dare guess what has put me in a good mood? Well, it wasn't scratch offs. I'll just tell you that it wasn't scratch offs. Um, and for those of you that don't know, scratch offs, of course, usually refers to lottery tickets. Um, well, I have not won the lottery. And let's see here. Hello, Black Queen. Thank you so much for being here first. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Monday to you. Let's see here. I'm going to grab my slides. Okay, sorry for the delay, but there was just a little messiness I that well, I couldn't let it escape my notice. You know what I mean? So I don't want to miss out on that one. That's for sure. Uh-oh, where is? Oh man. Uh, wait, something's not right. How come I cannot load my slides? Oh Lord. Let me see. Oh man, I fooled with something. Um, uh-uh. Okay, okay. All right, this is not good. Select destination, YouTube channel. Can I do this while I'm watching? Allow. Okay. All right, this is weird. Oh, okay. All right, I guess that works. Oh man, I hope I didn't now see, I went in there messing with that menu and now something seems weird. Okay. Um I would not have done that. But you all can hear me, right? Right. God, I hope so. All right, so let me just say hello to a few people and get started. Hello, Kathy, Gabby, Fancy, Gwendolyn Daniels, Hope's Garden, Susie Q, Karen, Lydia Washington, Lorna Williams, Elaine Parker, Hi Mary H, 1960, Helen Marmon, Connie Balmer. Hello, Connie Balmer. Marcia Delvies, Karen, Veronica Quick. I hope I said Elaine Parker. Joy Amore. All right. So that was weird. I could not open my slides. I went fooling with that menu. Oh man, and I hope it's okay. All right. So far it's working. So all right. No problem then. Okay. Okay. You got that right. Um, okay, thank you, Kim Peaches. Leave those knobs alone. Just like I always say, leave Harry and Meghan alone. Got to leave those knobs alone because otherwise I'm going to end up tweaking the wrong thing, and that can be a disaster. So, but before there is a disaster, let me. Okay, let me just do this then. All right, and I'm so glad you all can hear me loud and clear. Gosh, that was scary. All right, so there you go. What a difference a Commonwealth Day makes. If that's correct. I was kind of inspired just before I went on. I said, you know what? Oh, why don't I pull the microphone in front of my mouth? I'm sure that helps. What is wrong with me today? Maybe it's this March the 13th snow we're having. Why is it snowing on March the 13th? Well, anyway, as I was saying, um, no more kings. Now, that is quite a way to greet people at the Westminster Abbey, but that's exactly what happened. There was a very, very rude awakening for Charles III today when they arrived at the Westminster Abbey. I could assure you of that. It was quite a rude awakening. And if you guys haven't seen it, oh, it was epic. It was everything that you wanted it to be. I mean, if if you are of that persuasion, it was everything that you wanted it to be. There were people out with signs. Kate looked like she's wearing the liner of an old, I don't know, American Tourister suitcase. Um, so this is why I say glad, mad, and sad. Because the Sussexes, I'm sure they're glad they're not there. And Charles is probably mad because he's not popular like he assumed he would be or hoped he would be. And of course, Kate is sad for various reasons. Sad is one way to describe that outfit. Sad. Um, that whole, well, anyway, I'll get to that. Compton Cali Gala, you loving it? I know I am. I know a lot of people are. It is, and the crowd was not very large. I'll add that too. The crowd was not very large for a Commonwealth Day, and of course, in recognition of the Queen passing, you would think that there would be this huge outpour of sympathy for Charles III. An opportunity to see the newly minted Prince and Princess of Wales, and of course, let us not forget the newly minted. And you know what, you guys, I have been kind of heavy-handed with them the past couple of days, so I am going to take it easy on Meet the Edinburghs, the Edinburgh. I'm going to take it easy on them because Lord knows they waited long enough to get where they are. So I'm not going to start in on them. But it has been quite a road, nevertheless, for all parties involved. And so, anyway, I'm just glad this day evolved the way it did. I really am. Everything went according to a greater plan. I won't say whose plan, but as they say, it went to a greater plan. When you are, how do I put this? When you are trying to make other people's life miserable, you got to remember that you know, how do they say that? That when you dig a hole for yourself, however they say that, make or dig a hole for someone else, make sure you dig one for yourself. I think that describes it. Yes, absolutely. Make sure you dig one for yourself. Okay. Now I want to share a video with you guys, and I hope I can get this done. I'm tinkering with it last minute, of course. And okay, I think that's it. Okay, that's not going to work. And all right, so I will do that. I'm going to, oh, just a second, you guys. It will be worth it. Just in case you haven't seen it, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing this for the benefit of those who have not seen it yet. Okay, So, oh, wait a minute. Can I do that? I don't have to really edit this at all, do I? Okay, video's coming up. All right, so there's that. So if you guys remember, back in 2020, the Sussexes made their last appearance at the Westminster Abbey. You guys remember that? They made their last appearance at the Westminster Abbey. Meghan wore green, and of course, she decided to bust out the colors because under the tyranny of the evil tabloid press, Meghan limited her wardrobe because, well, the fact is she just did not want to be accused of trying to upstage anyone. So she decided to, um, to tone it down with a lot of neutral colors and everything. The other thing that you can remember from that occasion, of course, was the behavior of that person that I said I'm going to lay off of, because Lord knows they had a rough time of it trying to get to where they are. But there you are right there. You can see at that very top right photo, you can see Ford Fiesta. You can see Uncle Pennywise. And Uncle Pennywise was the only person who thought it civilized to speak to the Sussexes. Remember that? He was the only one who was civil enough to speak to the Sussexes. Other than that, everybody else act like the cat got their tongue. So, like they had a bug up their rump or whatever you want to call it. And so for that, I'm going to give him points for that. And also, I've never, I don't hate anyone in that family. What it is that I just want them to leave the Sussexes alone. That's it. Leave the Sussexes alone. And we're good. And we're good. Aside from that, I don't have a problem with any of them. But it's the constant briefing against them that we all know is coming from the family. It is coming from the family. And there are times, and I understand they got to live within that system. So I'm not going to be naive to the fact that they are probably limited as to what they can say. But for Fiesta in particular, she has gone out of her way. So that frustrates me. All right, so take a look here. This was also the weekend that Meghan gave them and remember now, if you guys remember, Meghan was trying to get Kate's fashion contacts. Remember that? Remember that? They thought that Meghan was trying to get the fashion contacts from Kate, knowing the sheer power of her wardrobe. How could anything like that possibly be true? But that is what they were trying to convince us, is that Meghan was trying to get her fashion contacts. The green was for Commonwealth Day. The night before, I think she wore the green, the aquamarine blue dress. And then, of course, the red dress. Oh, gosh, I forgot what that occasion was. But, that was our girl at her finest. And, doing her thing. Not my king. There you go. All right. So let me go to the next one here. And even it was such an iconic moment. It was such an iconic moment that there were all kind of people on the internet And in this case, you can see this wee little girl strutting around like her idol, like her hero, the Duchess of Sussex. Have you seen anything as adorable as that? Have you ever seen anything as adorable as that? So, yeah, love that. Anyway, let me uh, take a look at a couple of your comments here. Let me see. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Isn't that a polka dot similar to what the Duchess Meghan wore for Prince Harry's golf game with Nacho copycats? Right? Actually, no. You know what? It is. There is a pattern there. I think those are like little. It looks like polka dots from a distance, but yeah, it's actually little like a little floral motif or something like that. Yeah, something like that. It's like some kind of little floral doohickey. Um, and that's exactly what it is a little doohickey. But yeah, it's like some kind of little floral expression. Who can be sure? Um, yeah, but I would say okay, here we go. Wow, what a welcome to Westminster Abbey. Wow. Have you ever? How about that? Not my queen. Um, they didn't have a sign like that for Camilla, so I thought I would take some liberties myself. And by the way, Rick, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you, as always, for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Monday to you. Thank you so much for being here. What are you talking about, Baron? I love seeing Kate in her country kitchen curtains. Much better than the constant copying of Meghan. You're right about that, 1960. At least it's her own style. If it puts me in mind of the Pointer Sisters back in the 1970s when they were dressing up like the 1940s, then so be it. Oh, man. None of this happened when the Queen was there. The Queen had the cachet, if you will, of being the sweet old lady with the white hair who you don't know what she's thinking or what she's feeling or where she's at most days. Is she in the palace? Is she not in the palace? Well, that gave her, that gave her a lot of sympathy. So people didn't come after her. Um, let's see. Connie says, I believe Harry and Meghan have spoken for lots of those royals who are unable to talk. If you mean about their feelings about the family, I suppose, Meghan and Harry has done that institution a huge, huge favor. The idea of the slimmed down monarchy is very practical, I think, but I think that it should happen over time instead of targeting people and taking away stuff or trying to take away things that was in place when they were born, trying to move the goalposts, especially at a time when the family has been somewhat integrated by a biracial woman and, of course, the grandchildren. Why that's the worst time to do something like that. And ironically, it seems like the same thing with Denmark, whereas the prince and his siblings, the two princes and their siblings that had their titles taken away, well, a couple of those kids were part Asian, and it hasn't been lost on anyone that, after all these years, why would you wait until they come along before it's time to start taking away titles, especially if they're not being paid? And it was already understood that the titles were going to be removed at age 21 when the Queen of Denmark did that. So, what was the rush? What was the rush? What was the big hurry to remove those titles at age 21? I even remember she said, "Oh, well, they reported that she said, I can't directly quote her because I don't know, but I suppose it was a quote from her where they said, oh, well, she did that so that her son wouldn't have to do it when he's on the throne." Um, Part of being a sovereign is making tough decisions on occasion where your family is concerned. How come he couldn't do it? Especially if it was already ensconced in the law or a royal patent. What was the hurry? I still don't get that. But okay, there's another view. Not my king. Now, you're probably wondering, how did all these people get out here? And by the way, those signs are printed, they are not hand painted. Even the ones that look like they are spray paint, those are all printed. So they mass produce those just for these occasions. Baron, I don't care for any of them. Evil, hateful, royal family, tampons, turds, mumbles, do nothing, cannot, will not, come, Kyle Miller. Andrews, you got your greatest hits. That should be a rap song. Evil, hateful, royal family, tampons, turds, mumbles, do nothing, cannot, will not, Kyle Miller. I wonder what Jay-Z could do with those lyrics. Okay. All right, let's go here. And there you can see protest, not my king, Westminster Abbey, Monday, the 13th, 1 p.m. So this was already online. I think this may have been posted a couple days ago, but either way, whenever they posted this, it was just understood that that it was going to happen. Oh, you know what? I'm going to try that thing that you guys were talking about yesterday. Let me see if I can make this work. Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, that does work. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing, but I heard you guys mention that you all were doing this, so I'm trying it for myself. Aha, interesting, interesting, very cool. All right, so but yeah, so that was what happened today at Westminster Abbey. Now I got a few more pics I want to show you. The racist royal family, not my king, a whole group of them there. Now, to be fair, that is the same group, I'm sure. It's not like they were spread out so much. I couldn't tell you exactly how many people were there, but I will tell you this much: the Daily Fail has done their best. And gosh, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. But they have done their best to identify as many of the people as possible. So I'm not going to share that information here, but and so it starts, and so it starts, is what I'm trying to say. Is that that is going to, because now that this is I guess, going to be ongoing. It says here, revealed anti-monarchy protesters who heckled King Charles at Commonwealth Day service include a modern-day Oliver Cromwell and privately educated model, an actress who smashes windows at the XR. I don't know what that is, but so they're trying to intimidate people is what they're trying to do. And I'm sure that, and see, pushing back like that only makes the cause stronger. It always does. It only makes the cause that much stronger. So this idea that they are going to intimidate people into backing down is not likely to work. That one kid that was by himself that tried to protest Will and Kate before he was detained, um, that's going to continue to happen. And I would dare the tabloids to print stories saying, "Are you going to protest Will and Kate?" If they go to the, you know how they try to coach them into doing it, right? I'm pretty sure that that's not likely to happen for Will and Kate, or well, for any of them. But if it's good enough for the Sussexes, then why don't you start asking those questions of other groups or other family members? Here's a wide angle. So look at how much of the brick pavement you can see there. See that? Look at how much of the brick pavement that you can see. It is not a crowd. If you look around, there's so many open spaces there. You could park several coach buses. There doesn't seem to be a lot of interest whatsoever. And dare I say, aside from the few curious people that were in the area, and of course the protesters, there's not much of a crowd. There was no whooping and wailing, none of that stuff. There was not much of a crowd. Uh, Connie Balmer. Yeah, the thing I was talking about. You know how you guys say, "Oh, I was watching so and so and so and so while I was watching you," and I was just like, "Well, let me see how that works out." So I'm watching so and so, and oh well, and I'm here. So that was all. That was all. I just figured I'd see how it felt to multitask like you guys. You know how sometimes I go over to someone else's channel and I get there and I'm just like, oh, isn't that interesting? Lydia was here and Church Nelly. Wow, how is that possible? Well, now I see how it's done. You just do it. Okay, so and take a look at that lady there with the blue. What do you call it? A jumper, a sweater, jumper. Anyway, she has the yellow ribbon or whatever on her coat. See on the far left there? All spares, not heirs. Okay, okay, honey, tell us how you feel. All spares, as far as she's concerned, everybody, lock, stock, and barrel, kit and caboodle, everybody is a spare. None of them should be heirs. They're all spares. Just spare people, I suppose. But now that sign is homemade. So there you go. And then I want you to remember, I just said this the other day. I decided to do a Google search for Commonwealth Day. And let me try that again and see what comes up. I'm pretty sure it's going to be today's stuff if I do that again. Commonwealth Day. Okay, yeah. So I did it just now, and now it's got all of today's coverage. But I guarantee you guys, within say, oh, maybe a week, it's going to go back to what you see on the screen there. I did that last week, and that is what came up was Meghan and Harry for the Commonwealth Day. I mean, notice the search there. I just search Commonwealth Day. You don't see that I have assigned any. Well, how would you know? But I didn't assign any year. But even like there, the YouTube goes to 2020. So just interesting that the few images that popped up just happened to be the Sussexes, and of course that very famous image of them in the church. So very, very interesting. And then, of course, this was the last official act for the Sussexes, was visiting the Commonwealth Day 2020 Westminster Abbey. And I keep saying this, and I do mean it. Wait a minute. Did I just see Church Nelly's name on the bottom of the screen on someone else's Church Nelly? Where's Church Nelly? If it wasn't for the fact that I suspect she carries a razor in her shoe, I would what do you call it? I would admonish her with my voice, but uh yes, I thought I just saw Church Nelly out the corner of my eye. Maybe it was somebody else. I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, so that is the Sussexes with their last official act before they officially step back from royal duty. And of course, continuing with the amazing time that they had over there. I mean, who will forget this? And of course, the night that the diamonds rained from the skies as they made their way into was it something Wounded Warriors, Invictus? I think it was an Invictus thing. Yeah, because that tall guy was there. So, um, what? You too? Is there no loyalty anymore? Well, that's fine. Fine. Well, let me see if I can cut another one on. I got two PDs. Cell phone. I can do that too. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna put another channel on. Probably run into Church Nelly over there too. Let me see. Okay. Since there's three of us live at the same time. Let me see. Oh man. Okay. Uh-oh, let me turn the volume down so you can't hear who I'm watching. All right. Oh, and it's yeah, and he's live too. Wait, Berta Sanchez is over there. Lucy Wynn with her wrench is over there. Oh my God. Well, you know what? I am going. This is messy. This is really, really messy. I'm gonna say hi to a couple of people over there. Uh-huh. And then I'm gonna go over here and say hi to a couple of people. This is just yes, I see Church Nelly. Oh my ooh. Okay. All right. That's what we doing, huh? Anyway, okay. But Meghan Markle wanted her fashion contacts. Can't believe what I see. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, one of the squatties. Oh, and by the way, you guys, look at this. Just when you thought, that Kitty's outfit couldn't be more, how do I put it, lavish. I'll just be polite and say lavish. Take a look at, how her dress is always flying over the back of her head and blowing up in her face and hitting everybody else around her. Well, take a look. Novi D, I have 3 iPhones. I should be doing the same instead of watching replay. Well, Novi, if you got 3 iPhones, I don't know what you do for work, and I don't want to know. I don't want to know what you do for work. How about that? Okay, but yes, the inner part of the skirt that Kate is wearing actually has the same pattern, but in reverse. Those little blossoms or whatever she has speckled on the dark blue is on the inside on the off-white background, and you know what I mean, and then the dark speckles. Well, anyway, so it's the reverse. It's like the negative. So this is one of those occasions where I bet she couldn't wait for her dress to fly up over the back of her head. So that is what Kate is doing with that outfit. All right. So, and then take a look here. Oh, you guys, this is where the shade comes in. I was Anastasia says that's where my grandma's dress went. Okay, okay. So take a look at this. Rebecca English, for what it's worth, I understand it was mistakenly said that the Princess of Wales was coming tonight. She was never scheduled to be, apparently, childcare, I suspect. Look at her trying to cover for her childcare. Well, if that is the case, then what is that team of people for that you see in the photos? What kind of child care is she managing? What is it about this occasion, which is said to be the most important on the diary of the late Queen Elizabeth II? As you know, the Queen has chosen such occasions to talk about things that have bothered her, like that time when she said, 1992 is a year that I shan't look back upon with undiluted pleasure. It was it was a horrible 1992. Okay, I'm just kidding. She didn't say that in 92. I mean, she didn't say it at the Commonwealth Day, but she was thinking about it. I can assure you, that's one thing about her 1992 speech. Even when she's not saying it, she's thinking about it. So, but yes, there you go. Let me see. Educate You Too says, I'm sorry, no, that's not for me. What am I saying? Never mind. And then Lydia says, oh, Lydia, are you the only moderator that's full time Royal Sussex at this hour? Let me see, Baron. Sometimes it is best to know mods do double and triple. Okay, that's what it is. The moderators are not only keeping Royal Sussex a safe space, the other channels too. Okay, well, I have been humbled. Well, thank you so much for pointing that out. And that is very worthy and necessary to keep these safe spaces. So, all right, I get it. Wait a minute. Lucy Wynn is back. Lucy, I thought you were over at another network. Anyway, thank you so much for your comment, Lydia Washington. And thank you for mostly being on Royal Sussex. And Elaine Parker, I know Elaine is only here with me. Wait, let me double check that before I get carried away. But I know Elaine Parker is mostly here with me. So thank you so much, Elaine Parker, for mostly being here with me. And also thank you so much. Wait a minute. How is all right, thank you so much, Elaine Parker, and thank you for being a member. Wait a minute. Wait. How are you here and over there at the same time? This is what I'm trying to figure out. Now, anyway, I'm gonna tell you, and what I'm doing is I'm watching your channel and I'm watching Sharian with my two PCs and my cell phone. So since the moderators and everybody else is doing it, I thought today I would do it. This is kind of fun though. I feel like I'm in my like some mad scientist in my secret lair or something like that. My head is just turning like a chicken. So hey, Lauren Brown, thank you for being here. Um, so yes, that is the little shade though, is that Rebecca English, well, not shade, but the little gimmick that they're trying, they are doing, what do they call it? It is a gaslighting. They want the public to believe that Kate stayed home because of because of the okay, there we go. I just pinned Lauren Brown to the top, and No, and no call today because I got quite a few things to cover. If I stop being nosy and looking at everything else, but what I'm doing here, but yeah, I got a bunch of stuff to cover, so I probably won't do any calls today. But thank you so much for asking. Okay, so anyway, they're trying to convince us, and you can even see this. Ewan Venters says, "A working mom." Well, even Ewan, or was it, how do you say it? Ewan Venters, even he doesn't believe that one, a working mom. Yeah, right, she's working. How could she possibly be that busy? You know how I say work from the home? Yeah, right. How could she possibly be that busy, which the whole staff over at Kensington Palace to do her bidding, right? There they are, the Kensington crew, the co-conspirators. And then, of course, you got a team of nannies and cooks and cleaners and all that kind of stuff. So how in the world could she be that busy that she couldn't possibly show up for the most important day on the royal diary, according to the late Queen? So for Charles, probably not so much. And then the King and the Queen consort are hosting a Buckingham Palace reception for the Commonwealth Secretary General, High Commissioners, and other representatives of the 56 Nation Association. No Princess of Wales there tonight, though she was billed to be there wrongly, apparently. Well, yeah, right. So what is it? Now, that is not Rebecca English. That is someone else. I don't know who posted that one, but you know, the Sussex Squad Detective Agency has been all. As a matter of fact, here is one of the detectives right now. Officer Shelley L. What say you? Childcare. She has literally herds of women cosplaying Mary Poppins. Exactly. What are all of those Mary Poppins wannabes? What are all those Mary Poppins wannabes if she's bogged down with childcare? I want to know, when has that ever been an issue for the Windsor women where they couldn't go somewhere because they had childcare? Come on, Rebecca, you're going to have to do better than that one. As a matter of fact, when the Queen went off on that tour of the Commonwealth, you remember what she said. 1952 is a year that I sure to look back upon with undiluted pleasure. It was a year I stayed away for 6 months, and when I returned, I shook Charles' hand. Remember, she went away. It was in 52, 53. She went away for 6 months, and when she got back, all she could think of was to shake her child's hand. So again, I ask, when has childcare ever been an issue? As like, for instance, this whole thing where Charles, his hands are puffed up and he can't stop twitching his mouth. That's because when he was a child, when he was a child, his mother went to the opera and didn't come back for 6 months. Mummy, Mummy, where are you going? Oh, Charles, to the opera. And then he didn't see her for 6 months. That's why he all messed up. But anyway, thank you, Shelley L. And thank you so much for your comment on Royal Sussex. You know that'll mess a child up. The child sitting up there watching Mummy get dressed and everything. And then next thing you know, Mummy says, Charles, we're headed to the Royal Variety. And the next thing you know, you don't see her for 6 months. I mean, they were probably gassing up the Britannia as she was speaking. That was just her way to slip. That was just a way to slip out the door on him. And then next thing you know, he didn't see her for 6 months. So yeah, the royal family has a way of doing stuff like that. So, but yeah, so, and then of course, Rebecca English says at the Buckingham Palace for reception with members of the Commonwealth community to mark Commonwealth Day, the King, Queen Consort, the Prince of Wales, and the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, and the Princess of Wales, all due to attend. The Princess of Wales will not be attending. Huh. All due to attend. The Princess of I'm just okay. And then lastly, Vice Admiral Timothy Lawrence, y'all remember him. That's the one who got his hat smashed up that time when they went down to Australia. Remember, he was looking all mad because his hat had got smushed. Well, Timothy Lawrence will also be present. The event will be attended by the Commonwealth Secretary General and Foreign Affairs Ministers. Okay, let me put that back. The King will sign the Commonwealth Charter outlining the 16 core values of the organization, which was last signed by the Queen, Elizabeth II, in 2013. So, is that when they took that vote? When did they take that vote saying that Charles would take over for her? Because there is no real rule that the head of the Commonwealth has to be a member of the British royal family, or it has to be the sovereign. The Queen actually petitioned very hard to get Charles that position because most countries, most member states did not want him. It's kind of like today with the crowds outside. Most people that live there don't want him. So Rebecca English, members of the royal family have arrived for the Commonwealth Day reception at Buckingham Palace. Okay, so I think that continues from the other one, but whatever the case is, looks like a bit of sleight of hand. Maybe Kate was caught up in her feelings and just didn't want to be there. Now, meanwhile, while all of this is going on, oils from the Mount of Olives are mixed in Jerusalem on March 3rd to make chrism oil. That's chrism oil in preparation for the Commonwealth, for the coronation of King Charles, Patriarch of Jerusalem, Buckingham Palace, blah blah blah. So that is them mixing those holy oils. That's that oil that they're planning to put on these two adulterers, something which is probably going to cause them to combust and fly all over the room like a couple of vampires. But I am going to watch. I promise you, I am going to record so that when they put that holy oil on them, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Ooh. Oh, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. It's going to be like that guy in that movie. Remember the movie? Was it The Thing? Remember that guy was sitting next to the other guy who had the thing inside of him, and when they tested the blood, that person started shaking and everything. Well, that is what I'm expecting to happen once they douse them with that holy oil. I tell you what, whoever puts that holy oil on them should wear Kevlar. They should have like the fire crew, the what is it, the Royal Fire Protection Brigade. They should have the fire brigade use the oil, because I don't think a civilian should get that close. Okay, you guys. Now, Lynn Me, or is it Lynn Mai? Lynn Mai, I was working on this today, by the way, you guys, because I was intrigued. This Lynn Mai, she had some things to say about the Sussexes some time ago whilst visiting the set of Good Morning Britain. And of course, it was something disrespectful and disparaging as usual, where the Sussexes are concerned. And you would be surprised. Okay, I'll let you hear. This is her having a discussion with.
It's a domestic spectacle enveloped in the state institution, the state event. I watched also that 1.5 hours, it was quite long, a sort of, uber extended therapy session. I thought that actually Harry didn't throw any big grenades at his family on this occasion. I think we need to step right back. Why? And by the way, I didn't sleep last night, so I had a lot of time to think about why are we still in the grip of this, not just national psychodrama, actually global one that crosses the Atlantic. What is it about Harry and Meghan, about the institution of monarchy? And actually peel it back. Virginia Woolf in the early 20th century said of the royal family, because we were like this then, she said, our insatiable appetite for them and what they do is because they live and we live in them. Harry and Meghan, she's not Greta Garbo. He's not Alexander the Great. No. They're actually weirdly quite ordinary in this extraordinary position. Yeah. And what they've done is they've behaved like rebellious teenagers. They're pushing not only against daddy, but also against their school. And now what we're asking them to do is, we hear you. You did it in a slightly clumsy way. You're right. There are fault lines there that need examined, but come back and go to the end of term ceremony. Climb out of the bedroom and do it for you and for them. Yeah. Be broad-shouldered, like the monarchy also needs to be.
Even though they've been incredibly rude about Camilla, about the Queen Consort.
Do you know,
rude about?
I don't think they've been incredibly rude. I think that's stoking it, Richard. I think that's what the media tends to do. If you read the memoir, yeah, he has issues with his stepmother, likewise his brother. But most people who have brothers over 40 note that they're balding and have had a fisticuffs with them. Most people with a stepmother have a few issues. The problem is when your family is also an institution, and Harry has likewise suffered for that, the style of parenting. His grandmother unable to hug him because she was actually first and foremost the institution before being the grandmother.
Okay, so sorry, I don't agree. If they have got all of these issues, they've not dealt with any of these issues. We've heard racism. We've heard that he doesn't feel like he belongs. We've heard that there's almost abusive relationship between him and William. All of these issues, why would you then want to come? I would look at them and say, well, was this all a money-making scheme and for attention? I thought you wanted privacy, and we know this is a monumental moment for King Charles, and it won't be about him. It's going to be about them.
No, actually, it's far more about them if they're not there. Let's just remember, they said they would honour the king. I got suspended several times from school. I still went to that end of term ceremony. I felt my authentic self didn't belong in the institution, but I respected a few of the teachers.
It's not your family, though. It's not your family.
The point is, he was born into this weird hybrid, which as a nation, we have this weird love-hate relationship with. So does Harry. Cut him some slack.
Okay, so Tessa Dunlap and Lynn Mai were, of course, discussing the Sussexes. Now, this is what's kind of interesting about this is that, okay, Tessa Dunlap, where is it at? She actually got put on blast by the Sussex squad, if you guys remember me discussing this back on March the 6th. And she said, oh, I'm not a squatty. I didn't have enough sleep. And anyway, so people didn't like the things that she was saying about Harry with this long therapy session. And there you go. So I'm not going to get into that one again, but she made a very snarky comment about Harry's long therapy session. And she is a doctor of history. She's a doctor of history, not a psychologist or psychotherapist or anything like that. So she was a bit flippant with the way she spoke about the Sussexes. But again, mostly she has been supportive of Harry and Meghan, or at the very least, she has been somewhat balanced or fair. And so people didn't really care for the way she said those things. But okay, but let me get to this person right here with the big mouth. So Lynn, however you say it, she said not long after that she was never going to make a visit. I'm sorry, never going to discuss the Sussexes again. She said she was bored with it. As a matter of fact, if you look right there, moving forward, I will no longer do any discussions on TV with regards to Harry and Meghan unless Charles is not the dad. Well, y'all understand what she's trying to say there. That was not cool at all. They split up. That's not going to happen either. And of course, William tells Harry to kiss my rice. Oi. But otherwise, she says, I'm bored with it. Good Morning Britain was my final one. Okay, so that was, of course, what was it, March the 6th. Well, fast forward to today, and the person wearing the yellow jumper, is that what you call those? That is Lynn again. This time she's on the Jeremy Vine show talking about, guess what? Harry and Meghan. As a matter of fact, take a look here. Lynn Me being bored, of course, in 2022, a guest panelist on Jeremy Vine's show this morning urged Harry to ditch his titles. That was November the 4th. And of course, if you look down at the bottom, so Harry and Meghan came up today, and I totally forgot. But yes, I am still bored of them, and I still won't go on TV to specifically talk about them, not the internet holding me to account. Love it. And so, yeah, so a couple of people put her on blast about the fact that she went against her own words and appeared on television. So she was bored with them in 22. She's bored with them in 23. I guess she's going to be bored with them until she gets her new unattached home built or whatever. But for now, she's bored. And so down at the bottom in red, you can see someone says, you have to talk about them to keep your job. We get it. But what does it say about the UK that they simply refuse to move on? Meghan has been gone longer than she was ever there. Why do y'all still care? Seriously, it's enough already. I'm gonna throw a little bell in there. Great point. Why are you all still talking about her? And I didn't realize till I read that she's been gone longer than she was ever there, and yet you all are still obsessed with her. Oh, thank you so much, official Lauren Brown, for the super sticker. And thank you so much, as always, for watching Royal Sussex. And thank you for always speaking up and speaking out for our faves on the official Lauren Brown channel. But yeah, so there you go. So I was a bit intrigued with this. I'm still not sure if I'm saying her name right, but I'm just going to say Lynn Mai. I'm going to say Mai. But yeah, so she seems to have been fed up with the Sussexes for quite some time, but yet she won't stop talking about them. And so if you go here, I decided to go and take a little trip through her Twitter account. Although I was born in Barbados, I was mainly raised here. After leaving university, I made the choice to go and stay there for a few months, and I quizzed my dad on all the connections, and I decided to stay with an uncle who I didn't know. He was strict and at 23 was challenging, but I learned so much. And then, of course, take a look there. This paved the way for me to understand how life was in the Caribbean, not just through the lens of a holiday. This led me working there for a few years, with me reconnecting with everyone, and now it feels like I'm home. My family on my mother's side ran away from Pakistan, but we have decided to do a family trip to reconnect with everyone, as roots are important regardless of British nationality. Being British isn't intrinsically who we all are, is where we have managed to end up. Yes, be proud of being British, but also know your original heritage. With cheap flights, technology, there is really no excuse, even if it starts with an email or a telephone conversation. So there you have it. This is her talking about herself. It wasn't a whole bunch of people that liked it or even read it for that matter, but she just put it out there anyway. She's not a blue check mark person. I'm just trying to say that. Lottie, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Monday to you. And oh, Lottie, did you do that again? Did you do that on purpose? Thank you so much. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Monday to you. All right. And then take a look there. But someone replied to her at the end of all of this stuff. Like I said, she didn't get a whole lot of responses, but actually, this was the only one I saw. It says, but you were born in Barbados. You're Barbadian. End of story. Or let me see, or the nationality of your father, Pakistan. Be proud of who you are, and let people who are born here be proud of who they are too. It really, I'm sorry, it's really nothing to do with you, and you have no right whatsoever to judge. So I don't know, that's what that person had to say to reply to all of this drivel. But she sounds like someone who has been doing a lot of heavy thinking. And unfortunately, when she's doing all that thinking, she manages to make her way on television, and we have to know what she's thinking. So I don't know. Welcome to what's in her head. But she seems to be very charged up about her identity and about being British and what it means to be British. I don't know. But she's very conservative and she's very anti Sussex. And so I don't care how conservative she is, the anti Sussex is what got me. So I didn't really care for her at that point. But yeah, so if it wasn't for her being so anti Sussex, I wouldn't even pay any attention to her. Uh, what is it? What the hell is Lame Me talking about? She's self hating. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, and I think she said that both of her parents are from Pakistan. So if you look right here, and this is the only reason why I took notice of her was because of the Duchess of Advocacy. Megan, the Duchess of Advocacy, has a channel on the YouTube, and she hasn't actually made any videos in a while, which is unfortunate because I'm telling you, she's on fire when she's worked up. It's a beautiful thing. But so she saw the thing about moving forward. I would no longer do any discussions on TV with regards to Harry and Meghan. Well, of course, the Duchess of Advocacy said, let's see how this ages well. And then today, the Duchess of Advocacy decided to chime in once again by adding to it. Lynn, what is it? Lynn Me Talks? Yeah, Lynn Me Talks. King Corrupt isn't dead. Harry and Meghan aren't divorced. And Wanks hasn't told Harry to kiss his ass. So why are you still on TV talking about Harry and Meghan after you said you weren't any more unless one of those events happened? You are, what is that, straight entire clown. And now do you see why I say when the Duchess of Advocacy gets wound up, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing because That's right. You guys probably know her as Special K Talks, but she will go there. If you guys think I'm messy, she will go there. And she just put her on blast today. I loved it. I loved it. So the problem I had, what took me so long today, is I wanted to go back and find that first tweet so that I could. And then when I saw the first one, I was like, oh, it looks like somebody else has been paying attention to this too. Then I found the second tweet. I love how messy this is. I love it. Oh my God. I was literally sitting up here with tears in my eyes. But yeah, let me see. She dropped a members only video on YouTube like 2 days. Really? I don't have a membership. Now I'm gonna have to get a membership. Oh man. But yeah, you know what? Special K can go in, so it's probably best that it was for members only because it may not be for mixed company. But anyway, you guys, let's go on to see. I told you guys I had a lot of stuff I needed to cover. Let me see. I think I'm getting there though. All right, so that of course is Angela Bassett looking fabulous, right? I mean, she has been serving the entire award season with gown after gown after gown after gown. So that is quite some look. That gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, thank you, Lola, for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. So take a look here. So there was a bit of controversy. Let me take this one first. If she was born in Barbados, her nationality is Barbadian. That's the only subject that pays. The mention of Meghan's name makes money. She is broke. Well, I mean, there is money to be made for sure. And with her being a person of color and, of course, possibly of mixed race, then it's just the thing that they're looking for, even if she's not of mixed race, if you will. It's just what people are looking for on those particular shows like Jeremy Vine, Good Morning Britain, and what is it, GBN, because she can definitely appeal to their demographic. If they can find someone of color, but you already know this, if they can find someone of color to disparage the Duchess and the Duke, then so much the better. So it looks better coming out of her than someone else like a Angela Levin or whatever. So there you go. All right. So Katie V, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex, and happy Monday to you. So, all right, this bit of controversy. Did she what did they say? She was a sore loser. She didn't applaud. Okay, first of all, I'm just gonna say this. I don't know if she applauded or not. I really don't care. If she didn't want to, she doesn't have to. But with the angle that they have there, it's really kind of hard to tell. Not everybody brings their hands up in front of their face to applaud or celebrate the moment or whatever. Not everybody does that. And of course, given the performance that she had in the Wakanda Forever, I thought for sure, as soon as I saw that movie, I'm like, oh, that's it right there. I mean, it was an epic moment in movie making, epic. And of course, people will say things like, well, it is a Marvel movie, it's a sci-fi genre. It does not matter. And this is how I have told people, I don't care if you don't like Marvel movies. The movie was special. I would even say exceptional, as well as her performance. Actually, everybody's performance was quite strong. Everybody. Even what's his name? Is it Bill Duke, or even he kind of, it was just a very good ensemble. Um, it was cast perfectly. Everything was great about that movie. Um, it didn't awe anybody with special effects because it's pretty much stuff that we've seen before, so there was no surprise there. But the performance, and there was quite a few strong performances. Angela Bassett ran away with her performance. Now, I'm not one to say, oh, you gotta do anything for anybody. Um, I think too much is said about the Oscars not being this and not being that and not being everything to everybody. Um, the Oscars has been around for what, 95 years? That's 95 years of the possibility of other award shows coming along, and they have, you know. But so maybe it's time to look someplace else for recognition or acceptance. Either way, I don't hate the Oscars. I don't really watch the Oscars, and I know people say, "Well, nobody watches anymore, and their ratings are way down." Don't we stream everything? I mean, we stream stuff. Nobody sits around like we did back in the old days and everybody's watching the same thing. We just don't do that anymore. So I'm not going to judge their lack of viewers because the show is boring and all that kind of stuff. It is what it is. I mean, it's been around for a long time. It has well surpassed its shelf life, but yet it still has a certain amount of cachet. And as someone had pointed out the other day, I forgot who it was. It may have been Petal, it may have been someone else. But the idea of the Oscars was to promote movies. That's the whole thing. And they have a whole big infrastructure of billboards and goodie bags and stuff that happens long before that night. So sometimes it really just comes down to which studio is spending the most money. Now, I would like to think that Marvel and whoever distributes the movie would have spent that money to make sure that they got an Oscar-winning performance out of that movie, but I don't know. I really don't know. But I just haven't watched the Oscars because I just depend on streaming it later. Yeah, and official Lauren Brown says she is a nepotism child, though very likable. And Lauren Brown, she's been in the business for a while, Jamie Lee Curtis, and her father, I don't think he ever got the recognition that he deserved. And so, yeah, sometimes it's just that you feel as though the name has a certain type of brand to it, and you want to show loyalty to that brand. Who knows? I mean, it could be a lot of reasons. I'm not just going to assume that it was one thing or the other. I'm sure it was a combination of things. But curiously enough, I watched the opening of the Oscars when not Jessica, what is her name? Murder, She Wrote. She had just died. And so it came up and I watched the opening, and I believe it was Gregory Peck who said, he gave this speech about how the Oscars has dealt with the fact that there was a lot of phantom voters and people, they tried to do a thing where people who haven't made a movie or haven't been active in the industry in a long time would be excluded from voting. But that is a factor, that you have a lot of older people. And yes, a lot of them are white people. A lot of them are Jewish people. A lot of them are gay people. A lot of them are a lot of things, right? And it's what makes up Hollywood. It's the melting pot of Hollywood. And those people still have a right to vote. So I don't know how they decide nowadays who has the right to vote, but they put a black woman in charge of the Oscars that year just to remove any doubt about the authenticity. And it's a shame that in 2023 we're still having those conversations about the Oscars are too white, the Oscars are too white. And I'm not saying that that's not a thing, because it is. Obviously, if you have a large demographic that's older and white and still have a right to vote, and some of those people might be in one of those nursing homes filling out their ballot. Oh yeah, I remember Jamie Lee Curtis. That's Tony Curtis's daughter. That may be a fraction of the problem, but yes, there are problems. And I think out of all the studios, Disney has probably won more than anybody for soundtracks, because Disney has been the source of so many amazing songs over the years. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just I don't think it's fair to judge Angela Bassett for how she felt in that moment. And maybe she knows something we don't, right? Or whatever. But if she had won, we wouldn't even be having this conversation the way we're having it right now. It would have been something totally different. But she didn't win, and it's unfortunate, because I thought it was a great performance. And to be fair, I didn't see any of the other movies. I only saw that, but it was the call that I made in that moment. I'm like, yes, that is a Oscar-worthy performance, if there ever was one. As a matter of fact, I even predicted when Ruby Dee was nominated for an Oscar. When I saw that movie, whatever it was, I said to myself, there you go. That's your Oscar winner right there. Well, that didn't go the way that I hoped it would, but she did the work. And it doesn't take a long presence on the screen either. You don't have to spend a lot of time on the screen to win an Oscar, but you have to just give that great performance. And by the way, MM, thank you so much for the Cash App. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. I didn't want to say your name, but thank you so much, MM, for the Cash App. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. So I tell you, Angela Bassett put in the work, and she is a legend in the movie industry, and it's very unfortunate. But Jamie Lee Curtis, I like her, and I didn't see her movie, so I don't know what happened for her in her movie. And I don't know, maybe it was just her year. It was just her year. She's been at the business for a long time too, and people really like her. She's a very likable person, and so sometimes it's not that you don't like someone else, but you've been knowing her, and I mean, let's face it, people have known her since she was a child. She was a child in Hollywood, so that probably has something to do with it. If you take away any of those ingredients, the night could have went a whole nother direction. And if you added anything to it, it could have gone a whole nother direction. So, yeah, that's the Oscars 2023. And so 95 years of Oscars, and I don't know how many years they've had the Best Supporting category, but let's say it's been the entire 95 years. Well, Jamie Lee Curtis is the 95th person to win that category. These awards do not happen to a lot of people. They only happen to a handful of people every year for Best Actor, Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Actress. And then that's it. It's just those 4 people that get that type of recognition. and it's not going to, let's say, what is it, 95 years. That's just something that has only happened in those four categories. What, less than 400 times, less than 400 times. So that's yeah. Church Nelly says, Baron, people say that Jamie Lee Curtis was a better campaigner. Yeah, she is, and don't she have a special need child or something like that, or has she been going through some type of illness? I know it was something medical that was happening, and don't think that that doesn't help. But it was or did one of her kids come out as non-binary or something? It was something that kept her name out there, and I don't remember what it was, and I like Jamie Lee Curtis, so I don't want to take away her moment because the industry might be a bit one-sided for one reason or the other. But I mean, she was a child in Hollywood. She's the child of a Hollywood legend, and she had something that kept her in the news for the past year or two, and I can't remember what it was, but there was something that kept her in the news. Something to do with the pronouns, I think. So I'm stalling because I keep looking to see who's going to find it for me. But okay, and if you don't, that's fine too. But yes, thank you, Church Nelly. I appreciate that. But yeah, nepotism is a thing. It is a thing. It is a very big part of Hollywood. And that's why I think it's so great that they're trying to put the majority ownership of BET back into the hands of African Americans. Yes, Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis. Let me see. Deidre Mikey says, Baron, I was hoping Angela Bassett would win, not only for Wakanda, but for her role as Tina Turner. I felt her pain watching the trailers and the reviews. I cried watching the first Wakanda trailer. Oh, I'm telling you, Wakanda had me a sobbing wreck. Okay, someone has found it for me. Jamie's daughter is trans. Okay, I knew it was something like that. That is a big topic, and especially in Hollywood where those kind of things carry a lot of weight. So that has been part of the campaign in an inadvertent way. I'm not saying that she was using that, but I just know that I've kept hearing her coming up a lot in the past year. I didn't even know she was in a movie, to be honest with you. I didn't even know she was nominated, or should I say, had a chance to be nominated, because I hadn't seen her in anything in quite a bit of time. So I had no idea. I like her as a person, but I don't really keep up with her stuff. So yeah, you guys, it's tough for someone that you really admire, but okay. And she has a trans daughter named Ruby. That is why she was share. That is what she was sharing. I'm sorry, before the Oscars. Okay, thank you again. But yeah, so there you go. She was promoting a charity called Homeless Not Toothless. Okay, yeah, she's been aggressively out there. She has been out there, and it's like with so many people, she just has a very likable energy, right? And it's not to say that Angela doesn't, but that kind of that kind of personality goes a long way. And it was just enough of this and just enough of that to push her over. I think. I mean, you would want to believe that these things are solely based on performance, but it is it's not really about your performance as much as your presence, how you have endeared yourself, ingratiated yourself into people in the academy. So yeah, but you guys, but you know what, this moment right here, Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors, when they came out, anyway, I thought this was very good. I thought it was just the right note um in that moment. So very, very touching that they were able to hold her hand from such a distance. So that, of course, what was it was something. It was something, especially in that moment. I thought it was very special. And of course, I didn't see it until later, but still, it didn't lose any impact on me when they said that. So, um, yeah, that was very cool. Very nice of them to reach out to her like that. So, you guys, yeah, just it is what it is, and unfortunately, it wasn't her year for a variety of reasons. But I won't assume it was the performance at all. It was just okay. Let me see if I can get that sound bite for you. Let me see if I can get that for you. Uh,
Hey, Auntie, we love you. Hey, Auntie, we love you.
okay, so it didn't sound that great, but that was the best I could
Find
do.
this dangerous.
Uh-oh. Let me get rid of that. Yeah. Hey, Auntie, we love you. That was beautiful. Um, Getting me emotional just watching it again. So okay. And then of course, whose guess is this at the Oscar? Who invited her? How did this happen? Um, how did this happen? This is quite a well, it's huge. It's huge. Is that what we're doing now? But anyway, it's huge. It is huge, massive, large, grande. It is, it's massive. And you can see the gentleman sitting next to her. It's like being in one of those old theaters and you're sitting behind one of those massive pillars that is holding up the balcony. That's what it reminds me of. So, but yeah, that's huge. So that's what she needed to wear to the Commonwealth Day, because I hear they had a problem with some wind blowing across the plaza there. So, but yeah, there you go. And then of course, Tom Bauer. I don't even know what they were talking about, but when I saw this picture, when I saw this nasty looking, decrepit looking old man, I said, "Oh, this looks like someone that you're not sure that they're going to make it through the flight, if you know what I mean. This looks like somebody who they have to divert the flight for medical reasons. Oh, she's Nigerian. Thank you for that. Thank you, Sharon. But yeah, this looks like one of those people that you have to divert the flight for medical reasons. Tom Bauer can't wait to get home to give himself an enema. He's an old and creepy and he's full of crap. I changed the captions because I wasn't satisfied with the captions that I saw beneath on the scroll. So I changed the captions to something that I thought was more, endemic of the situation. So, yeah, so there you go. Creepy, full of crap, old, nasty, decrepit. But I'm telling you, this looks like someone who wouldn't make it to New York. Like as soon as they left Heathrow, they probably have to put down in Aberdeen or something and get the fire brigade on the board to take him off the plane. That's what he looks like. But then again, if somebody as mean and nasty and as crabby as he is, I'm pretty sure he's got about another 4. So anyway, I have nothing to say about him except for look at him. Look at him. Look! And speaking of look, did you guys see the latest issue of Globe? Did you guys see the latest issue of the Globe? I don't want to read it out loud. I just want you to see it. Camilla falls off the bicycle. Yes, Camilla falls off her bicycle. Brawls with Charles over Harry and Meghan months after she got her hair done. But yeah, so and I tell you, I don't know who's more frightening on that cover. Is it Camilla or is it Alex Murdoch? Alex Murdoch. This is Alex Murdoch, and I'm up in it real bad. I mean, I'm up in it real bad. When I heard Alex Murdoch make that 911 call, I was like, guilty. This is Alex Murdoch, and I'm up in it real bad. I'm up in it real bad. So anyway, but okay, you guys, I told you I had a lot to cover today, and let's get on with it. So these are some of the old issues of magazine covers or newspapers, if you will. You got Camilla sent to vacation. Yes, happy Camilla sent to vacation. You got thirsty Camilla, unfit to be queen. You have Queen orders thirsty Camilla into the beauty salon. And of course, yes, Church Nelly, I'm up in it real bad. I'm up in it real bad. This is Alex Murdoch, and I'm up in it real bad. I'm still trying to figure out what he was talking about. And then there's, of course, Camilla back on the bus. Camilla's back on the bus. And okay, you guys, I decided to go through all the images, and I found that seems to be a trend about Camilla needing to get her hair done, or that she was thirsty. That seemed to be a trend. I don't know why they feel like that's a thing. I don't know what they possibly know that we don't. But anyway, according to the Globe and the Inquirer, she's up in it real bad. This is Camilla Parker Bowles, and I'm up in it real bad. I'm up in it real bad. Okay, Camilla better be careful. Don't try to steal Carol Middleton's thunder. You know Carol is coming for the party. Her brandy is all she has. Oh, I believe you're making reference to Carol Middleton being at that football game with that plain paper bag, and she managed to produce a cocktail glass out of nowhere. Like a magician. She magically a cocktail. She just sticks her hand out, and there was a cocktail glass in it. It was like da-da. But yeah, so there you go. And thank you so much, Legs, for the super chat, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Remember, I'm up in it real bad. I'm up in it real bad. So, if you take a look here, this is the particular article that caught my attention. Defiant Camilla will be queen. You see that? And I had to zoom in because I wanted to make sure that I got the date right. So it was 2013. Now on the magazine there, it says April 30th, 2013. However, May the 9th, 2013 is what they had on that particular website. Well, you can see George Jones had died in Nashville, pays tribute, Doris Day's Secret, Baby Heartbreak, whatever. So you know it's an older paper. Obviously, the Queen was still alive, but too weak to fight back. Pregnant Kate vows to stop her, and she's already acting like Queen Camilla. Well, one of those things, or two of those, well, actually, three of those things are probably true. Kate was pregnant at the time. The Queen was probably getting too weak to fight back. As you remember what they said, that the Queen has had her hand forced where Camilla is concerned. And then, of course, she's already acting like a queen. So, we laugh at these magazines in the U.S., and we don't pay a lot of attention to them, but it's amazing how sometimes they do get it right. Usually they say somebody is dying, and there were many magazines for years that was saying that the Queen is dying or dead, but eventually it was official. But this one right here, how interesting is that? Huh. Well, I was a little perplexed. Okay, and so the article, I believe this is from the article, it says, as Globe has told you in the past, Camilla has all but thrown those temper tantrums over sitting on that throne. She wants to be queen at any cost and truly believes that she deserves it. Queen Elizabeth has made it known in the past that she truly believes that Prince William and Kate Middleton should be a much better fit to rule her beloved country. William is a smart, solid, respected man. Plus, he and Kate are younger and can easily relate to the people. The people they would govern. Oh my God. Okay. See, they were onto something until they got to that part. So while Queen Elizabeth might not be in any shape to haggle, that doesn't mean that Kate isn't. She is quite close to Queen. Let's see. I would have started believing some of that stuff. She was quite close to Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, right. And they share a mutual hatred of Camilla. Okay, I believe that one. So don't be surprised if we learn in coming weeks that Kate is fighting on Elizabeth's behalf. I would be surprised, actually. I would be surprised. Well, as it turns out, we don't know much about anything that Kate feels for or against Camilla. We really don't know how William feels about Camilla. We just know that they both are just buying their time, waiting for those two old people to cross over, and then they can do whatever they want to do. So nice work if you can find it. All right. So Meghan Markle critics in denial about their misogyny and racism. Prominent activist warns. So this article was in the Independent 4 days ago, and this is what Dr. Scholl had to say. Misogyny doesn't just manifest because because you use certain key words. There are words that are invasive, insidious, overt, and covert that manifest misogyny against women, Dr. Shola Mo Shambamimu says. Okay, so that was in the Independent. Um, if you go and look for the article, take a look at the headline there. Matter of fact, why don't I see if I can put this on the community tab right now so you guys can see what Dr. Shola had to say. So give me a second. I am going to put that on the community tab before I forget. There is the link. And I will put the image so it will be easy for you to find. Love Dr. Shola. Okay. And there you go. Sorted. Wait. There we go. Save preview and post. There you go. It is on the community tab. So if you want to see the article, there it is on the community tab. All right, one more. Let me see what we got here. Women don't need to find a voice. They have a voice and they need to feel empowered to use it. And people need to be encouraged to listen. Meghan Markle. Don't you love that? So the APA HQ, wow, that's a mouthful. That is a quote that they shared from the Duchess of Sussex. It says, today's Empowered Women Leader quotes comes from Meghan Markle, where she encouraged us to recognize the importance of amplifying marginalized voices and listening. Our mission, advancing the AANHPI communities with our 43 chapters across the nation through increased leadership and civic engagement. Connect with us. All right, so there you go. That is, excuse me, how one of the quotes of our Duchess has been put into use. Oddly enough, I don't know that I've ever heard any quotes from any of the other royal women. I'm not even going to do one of those comparisons. I'm just saying I don't recall any quotable things from the other royal women, and I will leave it there. Okay? Okay. And then right here, don't forget, if you go on the community tab, there is a link for the World Central Kitchen Cookbook. You could also find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, bookshop.org, Hudson Booksellers, Powell, Target, and Walmart. Now, I'm not telling you guys what to do, but this is what I did when I ordered my spare. I actually went to Target because I shop at Target. I like Target. And because some retailers are so abnormally large with their predatory sales techniques, it has left quite a few other booksellers in a weakened position. So if Amazon is convenient for you, then by all means. But sometimes I spend a little extra to support a company like Target that actually gives a percentage of their money back to the community through charities. So, but I'm sure most of those companies do the same thing, but that's just a little suggestion. Sometimes you can find another resource to purchase certain items. This way you'll know that it's not some, counterfeit product or something like that. Like certain electronics, I would only buy from Target because I trust certain items from a big store compared to some anonymous seller that is Gosh, boy, I tell you, that sounds weird. Some anonymous sailor. What have I been doing on the weekends, right? Some anonymous sailor. Wait, anonymous seller. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Woo! Listen, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I make it sound like I was in New York for Fleet Week, don't I? I meant anonymous seller. Ooh. You know what I meant to say. I meant anonymous seller, not sailor. I sound like Blanche Devereaux with her Big Ships of the Navy calendar. Oh, God. Okay, you know what, guys? I think it's about time that we close this out. Oh, boy. Oh, man. I meant to say anonymous seller, not sailor. Oh, man. Okay. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Oh, man. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm sitting here laughing so hard my sinuses are running. So, oh man. Oh, my sides are hurting now. Some anonymous sailor. Oh my goodness. Okay, so as I was saying, you can anyway, y'all know what I meant to say. All right, so right here it says in honor of Women's History Month, World Central Kitchen. Now this is from 2021, by the way. World Central Kitchen. Where was I? Oh yeah, right there. Worked with the Archwell, the nonprofit created by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to provide meals and share a message of appreciation in support of Chicago. Dessert was a lemon olive oil cake baked by the Duchess with lemons from her garden. Now, we talked about this the other day with the book. Well, right here, you can see those pictures. Did I share that the other day? I don't remember. So anyway, I'm sharing it again, and you could see. Actually, I recognize that location, but you can see where they're standing outside that restaurant. Since World Central Kitchen pandemic response began in Chicago. Oh, let's see here. Pull that down. We served nearly 500,000 meals. Today, Dory of the YMCA Metropolitan Chicago, which has distributed some 60,000 meals with World Central Kitchen, and Sarah, co-owner of Fat Shallot Restaurant, Fat Shallot, shared a safely distanced lunch with women picking up meals. Okay, so there you have it. And that is what I wanted to show you too, is that delicious. Boy, that just looks so good. I mean, I just feel like I could just slice it and plate it. Maybe put some Cool Whip on top of it. Boy, that looks good. Just a little dollop of Cool Whip would bring that alive. So there you go. And then something else from the Oscars I wanted to share. Malala Yousafzai wore Ralph Lauren, and she looks amazing, you guys. But I had a bit of a moment. Let me see. I had a bit of a moment because a reporter asked her, you're a Nobel Peace Prize priest. You're a Nobel Peace Prize winner with all of these A-listers here. Is there anyone you would be excited to meet? And she said, yes. She said, Rihanna is such a strong and powerful woman. She has inspired so many generations of girls. I just love her. Oh my God, did that make me emotional? I mean, that's like, you're a Nobel Peace Prize winner, and out of all these people in the room, and not to say that it shouldn't be Rihanna, but I'm just like, that just says a lot. It says a lot about Rihanna. Rihanna, and people almost forget how much of an inspiration Rihanna has been. And I think the world is lucky to have a Rihanna and a Beyonce and so many others that have been an inspiration to a lot of young women around the world, showing that you can use your talent, you can be sexy, you can be a business owner, entrepreneur, all of those things, and be a mom. So, of course, it's Rihanna, and I thought that was very touching. So, there you go, very, very cool. Ingrid Sora says, listening together with my husband with great pleasure to Royal Sussex every night again is enjoying beautiful stories and impressive knowledge about everyone. Thanks. Okay, well, you're quite welcome, and I really appreciate that. I'm about to have another moment because of that. That is very, very nice. You're so kind, and thank you, Ingrid, and thank your husband for me. That is very, very nice. I love that. So, but yeah, I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. And you get a bell, and he gets a bell. There you go. So yeah, that was a beautiful moment for Malala. Well, actually, you know what, guys? Let me just stop wasting time. Look. Would you look at that? Now, look at where Malala's boyfriend or fiance, whatever he is, look at where he is in the background. She got up and came around there when she realized. Isn't that a beautiful moment? Isn't that a beautiful moment? And when I saw the interview, someone interviewed her on camera with a microphone and everything, and they asked her that question. I started looking because I'm like, oh, please let me find a photo of them together. And if you guys don't know Malala's story, Malala was trying to study. She wants her education, and I believe she's from Pakistan, right? And anyway, the Taliban does not want girls to learn. She may be from Afghanistan, but I thought it was Pakistan. But they don't want girls to learn. And so they stormed the school and they shot up the place. And she was shot in the head. She was shot in the head and survived that. And it's from Pakistan. Thank you. And she has been herself such an inspiration. And out of all those in the room, the one person that she cared about the most meeting was another inspiration, Rihanna. So I'm telling you, beautiful, beautiful moment. So I know that the Oscars was not pleasant for everybody, but if I got one thing out of it, actually two things, I'm going to tell you. The two things I got, by the way, take a look at that dress that she's wearing from the back. That is a Ralph Lauren. Take a look at that. Beautiful, beautiful dress. So it was this and Hi Auntie. So whatever y'all think of the Oscars, I totally understand. But Malala and Hey Auntie I'm good. I'm good. I don't think it was a waste. So feel the way you feel about it, but I do not think it was a waste. And with that, you guys, guess what? I am done. I am so done. So thank you all so much. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Monday to you all. If you're not in a good place, try to put yourself in a good place, because there are some great things coming down the pike, not just for our faves, but for you and for me. So try to put yourself in a good place. Thank you, everybody, for staying up so late. Really appreciate it. And also, thank you so much for your contributions to Royal Sussex. That was also greatly appreciated. And thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space, for keeping Duchess of Success a safe space. And I think a couple of y'all was over at Sherry and Sade, keeping that a safe space. Well, thank you for keeping all of these spaces safe. Oh, man. And let's see what else. I think that's it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. And oh yeah, and let me see. Where are our queens? Oh no, that's not it. That's not it. Let me find our queens. So today is the 12th. That has to be the 11th. I think it's the 11th. All right. So as usual, I like to say thank you to our queens. There is one of our queens that is in heaven, and the other queen is in California, but queens just the same. All right. As you can see, I have it completely handy here. Oh, there we are. All right. So thank you so much, our Queen of Hearts, and thank you, our Queen of Everything. And I can assure you everything. But yes, thank you and love you guys. I'm going to Ginger Avenger us out of here. And our last word will be yes, thank you, super mods. Super mods are everywhere, aren't they? The super mods are everywhere, so I have found out. But these are safe spaces. That's the important thing. So, okay. All right. Love you guys. Good night. And I will see you all tomorrow.
See all my favorite celebrities. I'm rooting for Michelle Yeoh. I can't wait to see Austin Butler. And, I hope that everybody has the best moment here. And I'm just here to enjoy my time and watch Rihanna perform. So a lot of amazing things will be happening tonight.
You hear that? She said she is waiting to watch.
Free.
Sorry about that. She's waiting to watch Rihanna perform. so that was like the other time I heard her mention Rihanna that night. So I'm very touched by that. I love that moment. So, like I say, sometimes in life you have to try to find something positive to hang your hat on, and I think that was one of them. So, okay, you guys, thank you so much, and I will see y'all. Okay. All right. Okay. So there we go. Royal Sussex out.